Well, hello. I'm gonna give you today what I hope to be probably one of the biggest experiments in RV toilet paper in history. I have here a dozen different types of toilet paper. I reached out to my neighborhood through the Facebook page and said, what toilet paper do you have, and are you willing to donate 6 squares to the cause? And lots of people responded, so I spent a couple of days going around picking up toilet paper, and we're ready to do a little experiment. We have 6 squares of each toilet paper. I've got jars that I tried to get to be about the same size, with lids, and the same amount of water in each jar. This one is filled up to the top because it's a short, fat one. This one's filled up to the top because it's a tall, skinny one. But the rest of them have space inside. But they all have the same amount of water. So I've tried to keep it as consistent as possible. I'm not going to shake them up and down, but I am going to swirl them around and around. And my plan is to take a look at them after 15 minutes, come back again after an hour, come back again 6 hours later, and come back again right before I go to bed tonight. Who knows how long and what time that will be. So we'll take a look, or maybe tomorrow morning. And what I'm trying to get the idea is what happens if you put stuff into your black tank. How long does it take before it really starts to break down? And you know, I think most of us who use the RV, we use our black tank, and then it might be a day, half a day, might be a couple of days before we empty it. So I want to see what happens to this toilet paper over a period of time, and we'll take a closer look as we get to that point. Okay? So let's take a closer look at the Magnificent 12. We have Willow Premium So Soft 2-ply, Charmin Ultra Soft, Costco Kirkland, 7th generation, Scott Comfort Plus, Willow Essential 1-ply from Aldi, Quilted Northern, Who Gives a Crap, Charmin Ultra Strong, Simply Done Ultra Soft, it's single ply from Hy-Vee, Panda, and Members Mark Ultra Soft, Ultra Premium Soft. Here I have Willow Premium, and there are 6 squares of it. I'm going to drop that inside and we'll put the lid on in a minute. Here I've got Charmin Ultra Soft, 6 squares. Put that in and we'll put the lid on in a minute. The Costco Kirkland brand, 6 squares. Drop it in. That's the full one. 7th generation, one that I had never heard of. I believe it's an online brand, but not 100% sure. 6 squares. Drop it in. And our last one is Members Mark Ultra Premium Soft. That's quite a mouthful. It takes up a lot of space on your shopping list. And we have finally 6 squares of this one. My plan now is to go back and put the lids on. So I'm going to cut out now, put the lids on, and I'll come back to you in just a second, okay? So they've all got their lids on. I'm going to give them a swirl and try to make it equal for each of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. 10 swirls on each of them. And as I look through, there's nothing obviously happening at this point. I think it's going to take a little bit more time. I don't see any obvious differences at this point. So I'll come back in about 15 minutes and we'll take another look, okay? I'll probably give them another spin as well at that point to simulate your RV bumping along the road, okay? Okay, so here we are, Optimistic Chris back again. I'm going to get down on my hands and knees and have a quick look around. I don't see anything obviously different. I don't believe any of them, the color of the water has changed. I don't see bits floating anywhere. So I'm going to give them all another spin and then we'll come back and take another closer look. So we're going to go with another 10 spins. Well, I can tell you there are some differences now. Just as I was shaking them, it looks like this first one is still all in one piece, all in one piece, all in one piece. This one has started to break down just a little bit. This one has started to break down quite a bit. This one has started to break down a lot. This is the Willow Essential. This one hasn't done much yet. Now, this one is Head and Shoulders. Guess which one it is? Who gives a crap? Who gives a crap? As clearly, it looks like snowflakes in there right now. This one hasn't done much. This one has started to break apart a little bit. Not much. And a little bit. So we're going to give these a little bit more time. I'll come back again in about an hour. We'll give them another swizzle and a turn around and we'll see what we're looking at that point, okay? Stay tuned. I wanted to give you a close-up of this Who Gives a Crap one so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see that it is all broken apart as opposed to this is the Northern Quilted, and maybe you can see that that's all just one sheet still. That hasn't changed much at all. And just for the record, I've seen this experiment done before with a smaller sampling, and people have used chopsticks or a fork to bang around the toilet paper and stuff. I didn't want to do that because in my RV, and I think in most RVs, there's not something in there smashing things about. The most action you're going to get is from driving with the water sloshing and moving backwards and forwards and everything like that. So that's why I have chosen just to swirl it around. I've tried not to shake it because some have more space in the jar than others. There's one over here that's filled to the top because of the size of the bottle, whereas this one is only half full. So I'm trying to swirl them as opposed to shaking them with a lot of smashing and breaking them apart, because I think that that would influence the results. Well, full confession, it's not a half an hour later. Cooked supper, sat down, watched our favorite TV show. Here I am back again. It's now 8 o'clock at night time. And so it's about 3.5 hours later. And I'm going to give them all a quick swirl. And let's have a quick look at them. So this one is still, this is the Willow Premium, and it's, I don't see any parts breaking apart. It seems to me to be one piece of the 6 squares. This is the Charmin Ultra Soft, and this too seems to be all in one piece at this point. Now I'm looking at the Costco Kirkland brand. This has not broken down at all anywhere, for sure. 7th generation, this is starting to break apart a little bit. Scott Comfort Plus, this is starting to break up a little bit. These two are about the same. This is the Willow Essential. It's a 1 ply, and for sure this is starting to break up quite a lot, more so than these two. This is the Quilted Northern, and I don't see any breaking apart of those 6 squares of toilet paper. Looking at the Who Gives a Crap, and this one looks like it's been snowing in there. This one looks like one of those snow domes. Definitely. Looking at Charmin Ultra Strong. This one is starting to break up a little bit, for sure. Yep, a little bit. Here we've got the Simply Done Ultra Soft. Simply Done Ultra Soft from Hy-Vee, and this one again also looks a little bit like a snow dome. Maybe not quite as much as the Who Gives a Crap. This one is Panda, and Panda is for sure starting to break up and break apart around its edges. And finally, Members Mark Ultra Premium Soft. This one also has broken up a lot. So I'm going to let these sit again, and I'm going to come back to them. You know what? I'm going to come back tomorrow morning. We'll just leave them overnight. That's what would happen in your RV. My wife goes to bed early, and I can't really do this while she's sleeping. So we'll come back to this in a bit. But clearly at this point, Who Gives a Crap is looking good. This one, the Panda's looking good. This one over here on the end, the Members Mark Ultra Premium Soft, is looking pretty good. Worst ones are the Blanche. Northern Quilted, that has not changed at all. Costco Kirkland brand has not changed at all. That one has started to break apart just a little bit. Okay, so night night, see you in the morning. Hello, hello, it's good to be back, it's good to be back, hello. So, I'm useless at keeping a timeline. I'm going to be late for my own funeral. It is now about 36 hours later. We're in the midst of getting ready, packing up our RV and headed south, and so our lives have been a little bit disrupted with getting the camper ready and stuff like that. So, I have returned, I got clean clothes on, I'm ready to go. What I've done is, as you saw, I gave all of them another quick swirly swirl. And I put a line across the table, and then I've organized them based on looking at them. Way at the back, the worst performers are Costco Kirkland brand and Quilted Northern. And if I bring these up and show them to you, this is the Costco. Hopefully you can see that it has not broken down at all. And here is the Quilted Northern, and same thing, the paper remains whole. Also, not faring very well is the Willow Premium So Soft. This one's got a little bit of breakdown, but not much. In the same category is the Charmin Ultra Soft. There's a little bit of breakdown, but not a lot. Charmin Ultra Soft, this was the Ultra Strong, this is the Ultra Soft. Same idea, there's a little bit of breaking down, but not a lot. On the line, from 7th generation, Scott Comfort Plus and Willow Essential, which is a 1-ply. These did, for sure, show some breaking down. I've got in this hand the 7th generation, and you can see that it started to break down into little pieces. In this hand, I have my Scott Comfort Plus, and it has started to break down. You can see that. I'm not going to show you the Willow Essential because it looks exactly the same. Actually, I will show it to you because this one is actually, you can see this one starting to look a little bit like a snow globe. Crossing over into over the line, these are our top 4. Joints, 2nd place. Who gives a crap? Well, we do, of course. Panda and Members Mark Premium Soft. And let me show you these. This is the Who Gives a Crap. And you can see that it settles down to the bottom a little bit. And then when I shake it up, you can see all those little tiny pieces moving around. Slide in on this side. This is the Panda. Again, you can see that it is settled. And when I give it a little spin, you can see it's almost soupy with the parts moving around. And the Members Mark is the same idea. It has settled to the bottom. And when I give it a little spin, you can see the parts moving around. And let's give a drum roll, shall we please? Simply Done Ultra Soft, which is a single ply from Hy-Vee. Might be worth checking out. This one, in my opinion, is the best. You can clearly see that it sinks to the bottom. And when I give it a little shake, it's almost like the water goes cloudy. It has broken down so much. It's almost turned to I can't even find the right words. It's small particles, really small particles. So there you have it, my friends. So a little close up here. Here's the Simply Done Ultra Soft, which clearly came out as the best. You can see that it has already sunk to the bottom out of sight in tiny little pieces. It comes from Hy-Vee. It is a single ply paper. Then we have a three-way tie for second place. Let me tell you a little bit about them. Who gives a crap? You would buy this online. 50% of their profits go to help sanitation around different parts of the world, and it's made with 100% recyclable material. Panda, you can pick it up from Walmart, and Members Mark Ultra Premium Soft comes from Sam's Club. There you have it, folks. I would encourage you to take a photo of this. You may be able to pick them up in other places, and of course I have not looked at softness. I've not looked at cost of the toilet paper, where you can get it from in terms of accessibility and things like that. Purely and simply, how well does it break down in water? I've not added any chemicals to it, which may make a difference, but I certainly have agitated them enough to get us a really good view of what is going to break apart and what isn't. Happy camping!